Yeah, I mean, we do it every time.
Yeah, we do every time, and we do always the same. And but it's nice because it's a way of flowing into it, you know,
Organically.
organically,
Organically.
absolutely, as
We
we
need-
always do.
We need to use these buzzwords like organically.
Organically,
You know, challenges, not
Challenges.
problems. You know, like when you go on LinkedIn.
Oh my god, I
And
hate it.
I hate LinkedIn.
I
Rachel loves
absolutely
it, by
hate
the way. I hate LinkedIn.
Well, I mean, Rachel is a social media manager, so obviously she loves LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Epigeeks. This is the Session 1 podcast. I am Kurt, and I'm here with Robbie Damon, lookalike Pepe. He thought he was going to... Yeah.
This is Pepe, by the way. Not to confuse me with Robbie Damon, in case you have lost your sight. But yes, I was hoping that we would not start like this, our episode 13 of Session 1.
Lucky.
By the way, episode 13, you know that in Italy, the number... Well, to be honest, in Italy, more than the number 13 is the number 17. Because, you know, people say that number 13 is like a bad luck, and it's like Friday the 13th, and blah, blah. In Italy, hotels...
don't have a 13th floor?
No, they skip the room. The room number.
Actually, in skyscrapers in America, I believe they do. They skip the 13th floor.
Really?
Yes.
So they go 11, 12, 14.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yes, and I believe even some
That's
airlines
insane.
do that as well. Some airlines have row 12 and then 14.
Wow.
They skip 13 as
Wow,
well.
that's
Like,
insane.
goes to show how challenging some people may be.
Challenge. How challenged some people may be mentally.
We're trying not to alienate our followers just by starting. This was not about you. You are smart.
You're super
We
clever.
love you.
We love you very
You're
much. So thank you for joining us for episode 13.
Yes.
First of all, we want to remind everyone that soon on the
29?
28th and 29th of March,
Yes.
we are going to be at
ToyCon.
So please come and see us, come and say hi,
Yes.
come and give us a hug if you want, or a slap in the face to Kurt.
Slap him, hug me.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, if you wanna give a hug, you can come to me. I give very nice hugs to everyone. If you wanna slap someone, don't come, because Jade is gonna be there and she's gonna slap everybody.
She might slap me as well.
Yeah, she might slap us as well. Just for saying this. By the way, hi Jade.
Hi, Jade.
Hello.
Jade is always here,
She's
as
always
always. We have a bunch of people around us that you cannot see at the moment, because today we have a
We have a very special guest.
very special guest.
As we were talking on ToyCon, I just want to tell you one thing.
Yes, please,
Basically,
tell us.
so first and foremost, we will have activities throughout the weekend. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have create a character workshop with the basics of how to play D&D kind of thing.
Yes.
We're just going to give you a bit of a crash course on how to create a character and how to play basic D&D. I already know some people who want to join that workshop. Like, I've had people at work tell me, like, listen, reserve a spot for me. I want to join.
Nice.
I've had to.
I actually have a maybe a colleague of mine might join as well.
Yeah,
because he wants to get into D&D.
Perfect opportunity to do it at ToyCon. So go also and show support to ToyCon convention, which is one of the very quickly growing ones in Malta.
Yes.
And it's
One of the
always
rising
great.
stars.
It's always great to have like more opportunities to cosplay, to do the geeky stuff that we love doing.
And for ToyCon, I mean, if you love toys, if you love collectibles, you're gonna find a lot of very, very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, we're also
what else we're gonna do?
We're going to have 2 sessions, one on day 1 and one on day 2, which are going to be a monster masterclass. We're gonna have a monster which we're going to focus on. We're going to give you information on it, on how you can face it as a player and how you can play it as a DM.
Yes.
It's going to be very, very interesting. There's going to be a lot of goodies. We're gonna have stickers. We're gonna have some stuff which I'm going to talk about later on in the podcast.
We're gonna give out dice. We're gonna have games, like you can answer questions, and if you answer the question, you win a D20, or maybe you have the opportunity to win a set of dice. And also you can try and guess what our big secret, what our big reveal is going to be.
Exactly.
Which is getting closer and closer
Very, very
and closer.
T-2. T-2.
T minus
Episode
2.
15.
T-2.
Episode
Yeah, so look
15.
forward to episode 15. That's true.
That's gonna be a good one.
Episode 15, we're gonna do a big reveal. If you come at our booths, we're gonna have, like Kurt said, we're gonna have pens. We're gonna have paper. We're gonna have a box and paper. We did this already in the last episode. So yes, where you can put your guesses for what our big reveal is going to be. And you can have the opportunity to win our giveaway, in which we're going to give out that beautiful owl bear that is over there. You can also see it on our Instagram page. We have posted pictures.
Absolutely.
We have posted some instructions on how to join us and where to join us and when to join us. So come and visit us at ToyCon.
Absolutely. So ToyCon is going to be an amazing experience. It's going to be the first time we're going to have some merch in inverted commas.
Yeah,
kind of. We're going to have the stickers. The stickers are really fun, man.
Oh my God, I love those stickers.
So
come and check out the stickers because they're incredible.
If you are not sure, they're pets. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
They have pets on them.
Yes.
You have to come and see them.
They're animals.
They're amazing. So thank you, Jade, so much for working on them. Jade
yes, well done, Jade.
Yeah,
they are
good job.
fantastic. Incredible.
So there's ToyCon.
The giveaway. Follow us on social media. You can find all the social media in the description of the video. Our Instagram, our Twitch, our Patreon.
Yes.
Join us on Patreon. This month Patreon giveaway is going to be a two-parter.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about it later.
Exactly.
We're going to give more information later on this episode. We're going to give you more details.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually time, because there is a microphone over here. I don't know if you can see it. Can they see it already? Okay, so there is a microphone over here and a chair, and we're going to have a special, very special guest.
There's also a title.
There's also a title. Well, I mean, I'm gonna presume you're not.
He
peeked into it. Okay.
We spoiled it.
So spoiler alert.
On with the show then.
There is a huge international guest. So let's welcome it with us. Actually, there is a little surprise that we have for them right now.
Which one?
Well, should we just show them? Should we show them?
What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, right after this, they're gonna see the new thing we did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because we did that already.
So stay there, sit down. If you're standing, sit down, because this is gonna be something.
Good one. So first and foremost, thank you so much, Rachel, for directing what's coming. Thank you so much, Andre.
This is spoiler.
Andre from Lustravia Romera for working on this. On with the show. Welcome to session 1, episode 13. Roll the cinematic intro.
Roll it.
Wow, what an intro that was. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone involved in making that.
Yes.
The first shot was there of Pepe's hand rolling the dice. Pepe was the protagonist. I pulled the chair back. I contributed by pulling back the chair. Thank you so much for Rachel and Andrea of Lustravia Romera for shooting that, and our own Rachel for directing that. But here, we can get into the meat of the episode.
Yes, please.
We're here with Pepe and Scotty.
Hello there.
Thank you for coming, Scotty. So, Scotty is our, should we say, first international guest?
That would be correct. That would be factual, yes.
What an honor. What a pleasure and what an honor. So, Scotty is here because, I mean, as you can see...
I'm still in my outfit at the moment, so...
by his beautiful attire.
Just came from the photo shoot, straight to the podcast, like, let's just do it in this.
That is perfect reason. And to be fair, you are wearing what every man wants to wear daily.
Yeah, daily. Actually, I would go out like this every day.
Men yearn for the medieval.
That is so true. That is so true. So, this is not the attire in which we usually see Scotty. Because on the internet, you are quite famous as, I mean, I would say quite famous as the TikTok Jesus. So usually your attire is a little bit different than this.
Yeah, a little bit later in time, I suppose.
Yes. Definitely. So first of all, welcome to Malta. and welcome to session 1.
Thank
And
you for having me.
we know that like these you have this big internet personality, which is TikTok Jesus.
Yes.
You are obviously we had the pleasure to meet Scotty, not to meet
Yes.
the TikTok Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would like to ask you how much of what we see in the skits that you do as TikTok Jesus is actually just the character, or there is a little bit of Scotty as well. Like how much of Scotty is there? How much of TikTok Jesus is there?
So I like to think of myself as not really having much of an internet personality.
Okay.
I like to just kind of be myself as much as I can. Yeah, there's comedic skits, and then there's just me chatting to camera essentially. But yeah, generally in person I can be quite smiley, giggly person like as it is. It's hard to say. Like obviously there is a big internet personality right there. It is the Jesus. I do roll with it at times, but I don't know. I never like the idea of having like a radio personality just for like the camera, and then just switch
that's
off like.
So yeah, so it is mostly Scotty.
Yeah, I think literally like so when I first started on TikTok, I was never trying to get anywhere. Like, if I'm completely honest, I was going through a rough time, and I was kind of burying my head in the sand a little bit.
Okay.
So I was making content just for me. And I think people kind of like radiate to that because it wasn't me like trying like the default social media stuff. It was just like I was doing stuff how I wanted it, and I think people felt it was a bit like authentic essentially. So
to be fair, I think it's very fair to say that a lot of internet personalities, and even ourselves, like the Epigeeks, when we started all those years ago, actually, always started as something that we wanted to do for ourselves. You know, we want to just have fun with what we like doing.
Yeah.
And that obviously that lends a certain level of authenticity, as you say, to the project that you would be working on. That's true.
Yeah, also because people, I think, when you like the stuff that you make, when you enjoy making the stuff that you make, obviously people is gonna resonate with that. And you're going to attract the kind of people that actually resonate with what you like, which in the end is like the audience that you want to create for yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
Obviously, like in your case, like you have a quite a large audience through many platforms. So obviously a lot of people is attracted to what you've been doing in the last few years.
Yeah.
It seems like okay, but do you feel like you had these like do you remember the moment in which you said this bit of dressing up like Jesus
That was never my idea.
actually is my internet lore, like is the moment?
Like the whole Jesus stuff in general, that wasn't my idea.
Okay.
I kind of got bullied into doing that by my friends.
Okay.
It was just like,
Well, thank you, friends.
No, yeah, it's like, this was
case.
like before I was on TikTok. To be honest, it was just a Comic-Con thing because of like the long hair and the beard. Like my friends kept saying, "Oh, you should do Jesus." And I was like, "No, I want to do more serious stuff. It's the wrong place for it." You know, and they, for about a year or so, they pestered me to do this, and I just thought, "All right, fine, I'll do it. Like, I'll get a cheap fancy dress costume." And what's the situation for like language on the show? Like,
Yeah, I just go ham. It's fine.
Yeah.
okay, good, because
You can
it's hard to explain this part without a little bit of language. But like,
Feel free.
so on the day that I actually did this, Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth was there signing.
Okay.
Okay.
I did not know in advance he was going to do that, but it was like on that day he was there. I was like, I'm gonna have to have a picture with him because as many people might know that. So there was this picture that went around of a Jesus at Bloodstock Festival. Next to one of the band shirts from Cradle of Filth, which just has on the back "Jesus is a cunt," and that has circled around the internet time and time again over the years. And it's like I've got to do something for a reference of that.
Yeah, of course.
But I wanted to do something that wasn't a complete copy, but somewhat in reference. And by the time it came to that, it was like, no, just it was pretty much the exact same thing. And yeah, I've met that Jesus guy since actually. But,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do it anymore. But like, yeah, I met him while he was actually in the Jesus stuff at the time. But yeah, that's so. Yeah, I had the photo with Danny Filth there, and he basically had that photo shared on like every platform the band had. It was just a funny moment, really, and I generally had a bit of fun like on that day doing it. It was a lot more fun than I realised. It's an easy costume to do, apart from the fact that one at the time, the fancy dress one, because it just drapes right to the floor, it becomes a complete sweat bag.
Oh, can
It
imagine.
traps so much
Really
air in
hot,
that.
right?
Yeah. So since then, I've upgraded to basically a Greek chiton.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not cold, but like it's breathable.
It's
fresher.
Convenient.
Yeah, it's
And it
fresher,
looks
yeah.
somewhat authentic. It like gives me a sort of leg room to walk around, and it's brilliant. So yeah, I did that at Comic-Con for a few years until about 2019 when I just got into TikTok for doing cosplay in general, and it came to the same thing. Oh, you should do your Jesus stuff. It's like, oh no, I want to do more serious stuff.
Yeah.
Wrong place for it. And
Yeah, I mean, we see so many people like getting typecasted in a way, like into that kind of thing.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I did it eventually. I gave in, and I thought I'd do a couple of videos, whatever. And it took off quite well. It was like, okay, maybe I'll do a couple more, whatever. Like, and next thing you know, I'm getting known as that guy on TikTok who does Jesus. And then it eventually like gets shortened into the TikTok Jesus guy. And after a while, I was like, I guess my audience have just picked their niche, haven't they? Like for me, I just went with the title there, and it just became a bit of a thing. And
So I do have a question, however, regarding this. I can imagine, of course, that the following that you've gathered is quite, humorous about it, of course. Like, they take it very well. But have you suffered any sort of backlash? Obviously, like, from...
oh, yes.
So what have you gone through? Because, I mean...
Like, did the Pope called you and said, hey, listen, what are you doing?
And
I mean,
Which one?
I mean, I'm mutual with like a half a dozen pastors. I'm mutuals with an archbishop in the UK. He's a lovely guy, but
I guess he's a big fan.
I mean, he's yeah. I mean, like, so I mean, most people, most like religious people, they tend to look at my content and they realize that I'm being satirical, but I'm not doing anything to insult people for what they believe in. It's like I'm not religious, but I'm not anti-theist at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, so I've made some darker jokes in the past, but like it's like the one line I try not to cross is to like ridicule anyone for believing in God. I might tackle a certain like specific viewpoint here and there if it's like about homosexuality or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I'm not gonna make fun of people for believing in God. Like I did once long time ago, I don't anymore. But I recognize that like it holds value to certain people that it doesn't to me.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
very
don't
fair to say,
I don't
yeah.
see myself having a right to try and like take that away essentially. But you get the more like conservative Americans on the other hand.
Those are the fun ones.
Like
Those are the fun one to deal with.
they're usually the ones that really hate it the most, essentially. Because I mean, they look at my profile picture, they see me like either a picture of me in the Jesus costume or just me in a white shirt or a blue shirt, and they somehow cannot tell the difference. But they just, I literally experimented with this. So they say like, because it's the picture of me with the pride flag in the background. And they tend to assume that I'm calling Jesus gay. It's like, no, it's just a picture of me in the costume, and I'm a big supporter of that. I'm part of the community. I'm asexual myself. It's got nothing to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I experimented by changing the picture to just me in a blue shirt, and it didn't work. They still thought it was a picture of Jesus. Like, since when did he wear blue?
I do have a couple of American friends. I'll have to say, however, those kinds of people from those kinds of circles don't typically tend to be the brightest bulb of the box
That
kind
is
of thing.
usually,
you know?
I've had videos where I've like ridiculed like the criticism essentially if it's like they're not very intelligent. But there have been points where I've had like genuine sort of like sort of criticism or like viewpoints here and there, which I've taken the time to be a bit more elaborate with in my responses here and there. So
which makes sense. Like, I mean, from your point of view, obviously you're trying to convey a message. If they stop at just the appearance of what they see, on the screen, and they immediately, I think that's a problem of that kind of audience, that they see something, they immediately get triggered, and they stop listening to what's the message.
Kind of proves the point a little bit.
Exactly,
already,
kind of proves
Pretty much,
exactly your point.
You get a lot of people that take it too far. I mean, like the worst I've had like a lot of death threats. Like people like give me threats all the time, claiming, "Oh, I've got your IP address. I'm going to find you." And I was like, "Okay, then tell me my location." Then I used to get people like sort of commenting random IP addresses in my comment sections, like publicly, and I'd actually check these to see where they actually led, and they were never accurate. The first one led to, I think, La Réunion, just off Madagascar.
Oh, well, I mean...
Quite close.
I probably butchered the pronunciation of that name, but yeah, that's where the first one was. Then there was another one that was like north of England. It's like, no, that's not where I live. Then there was another that was like northeast London. It's like, well, I was born in London, but not that area, so...
completely...
They were just guessing. Yeah,
no,
just
it's generally like, if you're threatening somebody with an IP address, like they typically they clearly don't know what they're talking about.
Hey, they probably are Minecraft server addresses or something.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so what's on the list today? We alienated our American audience, and
Yes. Thank you.
we're never gonna make it off Twitch now.
I actually do have a bit of a question, because obviously you are very well, I would say, very well known in the LARP community.
Yeah.
Obviously, you came here to Malta also to take part in the same LARP that we are gonna be part. You're gonna be one of the main characters, one of the main NPCs in the LARP. So apart from the LARP community and your let's say let's use the term internet personality as TikTok Jesus.
Right.
Obviously, you are a part of the nerddom. What is a geeky thing, a nerd thing that your audience might not know about you?
Might not know.
Yeah, like something that that Scotty keeps for himself, like something that you love to nerd out about that is not out in the public.
There's not really
there is
anything.
any.
No, I mean, I don't. There's not really a lot I tend to keep hidden from my life. Really, like, if
Okay.
anything, I just keep family off of it.
Yeah,
But,
that's
like
fair,
my
that's very
interests,
fair,
like I think, like like I try and be like who I am in person, like on social media as well. Like I want to resonate with people, like the like-minded sort of people. I don't want to pretend to be someone I'm not.
Yeah.
I've got nothing I'm really embarrassed about, like nerd-wise. I'm openly a D&D player. I'm openly a LARP player. It's just, it's harder to reach those audiences on like TikTok these days. They're very niche kind of subjects, essentially.
Yeah, we're very familiar with that. Well, fortunately and unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately, obviously, because everyone would love to have their work displayed to a much larger portion of people because they're out there. But it is niche in a way also that once you find that niche audience, it's amazing. I mean, the community is incredible.
Having an actual community that you can like be like consistent with, essentially, that's great.
Yeah.
Like.
So you came here for a LARP that we were both attending, and we had the organizer here last episode. So continuing
shout
on
out
with the thing.
to Nephilim LARP.
But I hope that you're all curious, by the way.
Aren't you curious?
No, never again. By the way, Myron did not know that we were going to put that on a reel, by the way. That was all Rachel.
Rachel immediately said, "That's our reel." That was the first thing Rachel said as we were shooting that episode, and Myron started with that. She was like, That's the
real. So going back to the LARP thing. So you're here for a LARP. What is your experience in role-playing games, whether they are... you mentioned D&D, you mentioned like LARPs. Like, what is your experience there? Is it something you're new at? Is it something you've quite a veteran at? Like, what's your...
I wouldn't say I'm a veteran as such. I mean, I've always enjoyed acting as such.
Okay.
I think part of my problem, like, sort of growing up, that I'm on the spectrum, basically.
I think as are all the... five people in this room.
I think many people can relate, but like we're all different in that sense. But like with me, like one of my problems was like improvising essentially. So like, to a script, no problem, but like making stuff up as I go along, you got to be comfortable in that sort of environment. If you throw me on the spot in something I don't know, I will go blank.
Okay.
So that was a little bit something that held me back a bit with like Dungeons and Dragons, LARP in general. But I really wanted to get involved. It was just a case of like knowing people who do it sort of help introduce you to it essentially. And I eventually found those people, but it was only like in recent years that actually happened. Because I did like Comic-Con for about a decade before I basically called it quits last year.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've just moved on to other things now. So focus more on LARP, fantasy events. I hosted a fantasy ball on Valentine's Day this year. So
fantastic.
How cool.
That was so fun.
It's actually most of the LARP community in Malta, at least, there's a huge portion of it who started as cosplayers. Jade, hello Jade, by the way.
Hi Jade.
Hello.
There's also Rachel behind the camera today as well. Hello Rachel. like Jade, myself, Jason was here on, and even Myron to a certain
Bernard
extent. Bernard,
well.
like a lot of different characters who are part of the LARP community nowadays have started in a cosplay sense.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's not for us, at least for Jade and myself, that translated into also crafting our own costumes. Like they're behind me somewhere. I don't know if they're visible.
Maybe you can see them a little bit.
Yeah, there's.
Don't worry, we'll post pictures of the LARP costumes.
Yeah, we'll have
in the
that.
next couple of days.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very common for people to start in cosplay because I think cosplay is a little bit more widespread than, for example, LARPing is or tabletop RPGs are. So I think it's very fair to say that people start from cosplay and then kind of we all branch off.
You
into our
start
own
dressing
different
up,
thing,
and after a while, it's like you want to take it a little bit further, essentially. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I think with Comic-Con, it starts to feel like a bit of a chore having new costumes all the time. But with LARP, it's something you can really sort of commit to. You can actually have a bit of story to it that's personal to you. But at the same time, you don't necessarily know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
So, and I love that part. So, yeah, you've made it up, but there's still so much that you don't know that it's going to go. It's your own book.
Yeah.
And
And you can literally build up to something, so you can start. You know, for example, personally, obviously, this is going to be like my first long LARP, which is going to last 3 days. But I literally started my character with like wearing almost nothing, and now I got like, you know, patches and I got an actual weapon. It's like you build up your character as if like in every single LARP you're leveling up kind of.
That's kind of like how I advise for people like who want to do like a character like, you know, because I've been doing pirate like festivals for like a decade now as it is. I do a LARP game for pirates as well. And when people sort of ask me like, oh, what to do for costume, like where to get the best bits, like, well, there's loads you can do. But what I advise, like, rather than trying to splash all your money on like a coat and then having no money for the rest of it and then feeling like, I don't feel like I'm going to do this the long run, start basic.
Yeah.
You know, like I wear expensive stuff, but like, you know, I will swear by like those frilly shirts on Wish. Like just take the frills off, have a scruffy like screwed up shirt, tea stain that, wear some trousers, whatever, and get some charity shop sashes, a belt maybe. Yeah. Start with the basics, see where you go from there, and you can build on that basis essentially. So you can add a coat if you want, just like you start with the base layers, and then you elaborate how you want to. Yeah, and not just buy a coat. It's like if you're playing guitar, you don't want to spend like all your money on a good head and then have nothing left for the cab.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you gotta.
That's
perfect
a great
example.
It's a great way to start. And in fact, it's also advice we give to a lot of different people in different scenarios. Like whether they want to start D&D, people ask us like, which books should I buy? Like, start with the player's handbook because that's where it's gonna start off from, you know, and then you can build your way up
cover
from
your
there.
basics
Cover your
first,
basics.
and then,
Actually, my chemistry teacher used to say that, like, know your basics.
Know your basics.
Hello, Miss Jones, you are amazing. So that even for crafting, you know, with leatherworking or prop making or whatever, like a lot of people ask me, like, how do I start? You always start with the basics. Start with the, you know, least amount of stuff you can start with, because people nowadays in crafting especially, there's so much access to tools and power tools especially that they often skip the hand tool part and go straight to power tools, and you don't get to learn the techniques.
You never know
properly.
like where you're going to go with it. You might learn some unique techniques. You start the basic, think, oh, okay, so I could take that this direction then.
So that's how it's done. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, I have my hand stained with dye today, so
we were saying,
apologies, it's not blood.
We were going to say,
don't censor me.
That's the blood of your enemies.
Yes,
the leather is the enemy.
Now, actually, we were saying before we started recording, we were saying like Kurt is being a huge part of this LARP community. He is a celebrity in the Maltese LARP community because he builds stuff for literally everybody in this community.
I mean, he's built my harness here, so
that's the harness that you made. Okay.
That was an interesting take, because I actually originally wanted to have a larger O-ring in the middle, but I didn't have one available, at least not one in brass. So then I did the D-rings thing and everything. It was one of those projects where you say, okay, so how am I gonna solve this problem? And you solve it in a
creative way. I mean,
it's interesting. That's why I love crafting.
Honestly, like I think that works really well. Like I've said, like how that's gonna stand out. If I go to an event, there's a lot of like traders that sell their own stuff, but there's quite a fair few that sell the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be walking through like Empire with this, and people are gonna be wondering like, where'd you get that one from? It's like,
It is my pleasure and honor to make that for you, honestly. And also in the background, I don't know if it probably is visible. I won't point to it or whatever, but there might also be a LARP Easter egg in the background. I'm not gonna say anything.
It's a LARP Easter egg.
Possibly, and everyone's looking in the wrong direction.
Well, to be honest, now I want to know what's
Then
the
I'll
Easter
tell you
egg.
after the recording, but let's not spoil it for our
so,
friends.
kit.
Put it in the comments. Get in the comments. Put it in the comments.
It's not an actual Easter egg.
Well,
I
yes.
would have loved to do that, by the way,
Please
obviously.
don't. Please do not do that. Okay?
Right.
You're not allowed to do that.
Well, I do the puns usually,
Yes.
you know, but we both do the cringe.
Yeah, no, we are very strong. The cringe is at a certain level. So
Yeah.
if you wanna cringe with us,
Yeah.
feel free because
Look at the
we
back
do not
of his
shame.
shirt. Look at the back of his t-shirt.
So okay, this is a commemorative T-shirt that I made for
Epigeeks,
us
yeah.
for the Epigeeks
Yeah.
in honor of our first episode, and that's the.
You should show it to our
Yes.
viewers as well.
So, okay, hold
for those
on.
who didn't come to
I'm gonna-
PlayCon last
I'm
year.
gonna show it to our viewers as well. So this is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail of our first. Okay, obviously they're not gonna hear me.
Yeah.
This is the thumbnail to our first video. So you can go on YouTube as you are already. You can go on YouTube and check our first video. This
That
is the
was the
thumbnail.
thumbnail, yeah.
That's a commemorative T-shirt. I love this T-shirt. I wear it only in very important occasions. I
Yeah.
don't wear it usually.
I would love to wear it, but I hate the fact that we're both wearing the same t-shirt and it feels like, you know, we do cringe, but we don't do that cringe.
I mean, sometimes we do
Sometimes.
that cringe. Not all the time.
Like we're geeks. We do cringe all the
That's what I'm
time.
saying.
I mean, a lot of my viewers would have seen me in the pink Princess Peach dress. Like a couple of years ago, like I did a charity stream for the Trans Empowerment Project,
Yeah.
and I said if we reach $1,000, I'll wear the Princess Peach dress on stream for a month.
Oh my god, that's
We
fantastic.
hit 1,600.
Well done.
So I did it, and it
It
was
was
like, you know,
for a
I'm
good
going to make it
cause.
my own. So I
Very
wore the
good
glasses
cause.
with it, and just like,
Nice.
I'm the hairy fairy.
I would love to see that. I would love to see a picture of that.
There are pictures.
you have
of
pictures
it.
of that?
I do. Yes.
We're gonna
We're
see
gonna
the
find them.
pictures. We're gonna find them.
Mm.
Yeah.
So okay, I have
Yeah.
I have a little bit because obviously, as you may have heard, we are usually interested slightly, a little bit. We dip our toes in Dungeons and Dragons from time to time.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Right.
Just a smidge.
So I have a D&D related question. So if your followers on social media could plead for your help, like a D&D cleric does, to their deity, because obviously you're the TikTok Jesus, with divine intervention. So what is one thing, one wish, one miracle you would never grant them? Like of all the things that people would ask you, what is that you say, these I will not do?
Only the hardest questions.
Only
at
hard
Epigeeks.
hard-hitting questions. Because you know what you would do for them.
Yeah.
That's easy. You know, there's a
I
lot
mean,
of stuff
there's
you
so many
would do
like
for
fun
them.
things I would do. Is like a divine intervention with a bonk stick, just a smack. That would be funny. It is like I don't know. It's gonna have to be like an unlimited wine one or something, isn't it? Like I'm not gonna be there 24/7 to make wine all the
Turn
time.
the ocean into wine.
you get
the ocean into wine. That doesn't sound like a bad
No,
idea.
yeah. Turn the ocean to wine. Like my father would never forgive me for that one.
Would it still remain salty though?
Oh shit.
Salty wine.
Well,
But
I don't
here's
know.
the thing, because you're not changing the water. You're
I
changing
mean,
only
you are
the
gonna
one-
kill the fish regardless if you turn it to wine.
What I'm saying is like you're not turning the water into wine. You're turning the ocean into wine.
That's
so you're
fair,
changing completely the composition of it into wine.
How about an overpowered one? I would definitely say no. Big boss, turn this boss's blood into wine.
Oh wow.
No,
Wow.
that's too easy. Like,
Turn into wine gums.
What
or something
about
similar.
turning his flesh into bread?
Oh god. Like gingerbread man
Well,
suddenly.
there'd have to be like a level cap or something. Like, what level enemy will I actually do this with? Like, if it's just like a null or something, like, all right, fine, I'll do it for one of them. But the big boss, a level 20 or whatever, no, you do it properly. Like,
What the hell are we talking about?
Well, I don't know. Listen, I like to ask weird questions, okay? Listen, I like to have our guests challenged by our questions. We are not gonna ask.
The next reel. I don't know. We're all dying.
That's why we have Rachel here, because she can immediately find out what the next viral bullshit we are gonna talk about is.
We're just as liable to get cancelled as we are to get viral.
Well, I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm already surprised we're gonna get to level 13, to episode 13. So yeah, I'm already happy of 13 episode. We haven't been cancelled yet, so
Well, to be fair, we're not.
just because we're
I
not
mean-
big enough, that's why they didn't cancel.
Must be the numbers
I've
helping
had
us.
like my account taken down like 10 times now, but
They also changed your name, no? At a certain point.
no, I was slightly mistaken on that. It was a weird thing. So basically, I'd set up a TikTok shop account,
Yeah, I remember that. I
but
saw
it wouldn't
that.
let me name it like for TikTok Jesus.
Okay.
It could have been for the name TikTok. It could have been for the name Jesus, but it wouldn't let me use that name. So I thought, all right, fine, I'll just use Scotty Wartooth. I didn't know that changing my shop name
Also
would
changes
rename
your-
my entire account.
okay.
So when it's telling me, oh, you've just changed your account name, it's like, no, I didn't. It's like, yes, you did. It was because the shop name was the same thing as the account name. It's like, right, so I can't have a TikTok shop account if I want the name TikTok Jesus.
What?
Right, so that was what that was about. But no, they have played such games with me all the time, like mass reporting. They remove the name, and I have to appeal it essentially. So I have had that. But that was a weird one saying like you've changed your name. Like no, I haven't. Like,
Speaking of this mass reporting thing, like, do you think it's like just people fucking around with you, or is it something that like an automated system with TikTok or something of the sort?
it's a bit of both. So
Okay.
TikTok used years ago now. They had a massive problem with like creators getting taken down like left, right, and center essentially because the system they had, it didn't really actually analyze the reports. All it took was enough people to report an account. So you had people setting up Discord groups where they would just target specific creators and just send everyone to mass report them. And that's how they got taken out. And I had this about 10 times.
Wow.
Like it sparked a joke that was going around saying TikTok Jesus has been banned and resurrected so many times. I'm starting to think he was nailed to a fucking boomerang.
Did it took you 3 days to get your account back?
I have at one point it was first time I was banned was Christmas Eve
Wow.
in the middle of a live
Jesus,
stream.
salt in the wound.
Yeah,
man.
I was in the middle of a live stream when that happened, and like I had a comment or two saying like your account's been banned. Like I'm right here live streaming. No, it hasn't. So I shrugged it off, and then more and more people are saying like, no, dude, your account is gone. It's like, well, how am I live streaming then? But I looked on another phone, and was like, shit,
It
it's
just
actually
didn't
gone.
stop the
Yeah.
live stream. Yeah.
So I
live
had,
streaming
like,
kept going. Even though you were
Yeah,
banned.
it kept going somehow, but I went on for a few hours essentially, and a lot of people were like, "Come and see what's the drama about." Essentially, I was quite upset at the time, to be honest. Like, worst time of year for it. It was my first time having it happen, but I had a lot of people trying to support as well. Like, just sending gifts. It's like, no, guys, don't send gifts because you're sending it to an account that doesn't exist anymore. You are literally throwing your throwing your money like into like thin air. So some people were basically just saying, like, just go to his PayPal if you want to like send something. And about an hour or two later, somebody said, check your PayPal. So I had a look, and it was about 2,200 quid in there.
Wow.
Damn.
How
Yeah.
generous. How
So,
lovely.
yeah, and it was like they didn't need to do that. That wasn't really like what I needed at that point. I just needed like to get the account back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But you know, like
I want to show support. Yeah.
but like genuinely, it could be because of that. Because it was to show support for me, I thought, I want to give back a little bit. So I invested that money into a new gaming laptop, a new microphone, because I was streaming. I was still like early in the streaming stuff at the time, and I was only going from like the PS5 at this point. Was it PS5 or 4? Well, PlayStation either way. And so they sent me the money for that. But they sent me a lot of money. So I thought, okay, I'll get a gaming laptop. I'll get a microphone so I can cast it to the
Reinvest.
laptop.
Yeah.
So I can do like Streamlabs or OBS, that sort of stuff properly.
That's
And
fantastic.
it was my way of sort of giving back a little bit. You
Yeah.
supported me.
I'm giving
gonna
you
give you
something
better
better product.
better
kind of,
product.
yeah.
Yeah,
better
it's like,
quality
I don't like taking like for free.
content.
Really,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's,
it's like
that's
it's like I have people like offering like freebies here and there, and it's like, okay, if you're sure, but like I'll never ask for a freebie. Like
Yeah.
if I take something, I'll try my best to give back.
Yeah.
In the best
Oh,
way. Like
absolutely.
I don't. I hate when people say, "Oh, can I have this for free? I'll pay you back in exposure."
Oh yeah.
But
Feed your family on exposure.
exactly. But
No,
like,
no,
if there
we've
is an
seen
offer
that.
for it, it's like okay, like I'll do
Yeah.
my best for it. Like yeah,
I mean, when you think about it, like in a certain sense, it is a sort of business. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, when you get capital injected in your business, then you want to invest it into something to give a better product. So, I think what you're saying is completely right, completely fair. Honestly, like doing something like if the community supported you in such a financial way, then you just put it back into
Yeah.
for example,
medium.
So
Yeah,
I could-
that's
it's like-
what,
it's like
what
I
we're
could,
trying
like-
to do as well.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
like,
we're
it's
trying
like I
to
could
do.
have like pocketed that the money was like,
Yeah.
no, I want to like
Mhm.
like I'm where I am because of like my followers.
Exactly,
here. So
exactly.
I want to give back a little bit.
In fact, we do have we try to do something similar like with Patreon, for example. Now we're still starting out and everything, like all things considered.
We literally started the Patreon like
Last
3 months
January,
ago. Yeah,
technically,
like
yeah.
December,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
So
but we
it's-
do give we try to give rewards on Patreon which are a little bit more than here, come ask us a question or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we try to give tangible stuff.
Yeah.
So for example, for January we had a Storm Elemental homebrew monster that mostly the technical stuff is Pepe. He comes up with the statistics and with the general
The
idea.
mechanics, the mechanics of the
The
game.
mechanics. And I tend to come up with the narrative stuff. Then we had the Desire Demon for February
Demon,
in honor of Valentine's Day and whatever,
Yes.
which was fun. It was quite a fun one because we had a whole page of like stat block and the whole page of narrative stuff. I love the narrative stuff.
And now
For
actually
March,
we're gonna release
soon.
soon.
Probably it's already
By the time these airs,
it will be
a couple of
either
days
on the day
yes.
or we're gonna have
Yes.
what we're calling the Albert dossier, essentially.
Right.
It's a 2-part kind of reward that we're giving. I mean, we're saying it on stream, so go and check it out. But
Yes.
there's going to be a 4-page document, very brief, on owlbears in general and various subtypes, and some of the subtypes have been adapted for homebrew as well. Like,
and it's scripted as if it was like
So-
an actual dossier, like a case study on on the creature.
in setting, kind of thing. But then that is going to be free for everyone on our Patreon, so go check it out. You can download it for free. But then we're also going to have a 20-page document, which is like a 20-page like academic study on owlbears and their habitats and their behavior and the different subtypes. And we came up with this like fake Latin like genus and species name, like Strixursus vulgaris for the common owlbear and that sort of thing. And so I had a lot of fun with that.
And we have chosen the owlbear because I don't know if they can see it in the. Can they see it in the background over there?
Yeah.
Because actually we are gonna give out that beautiful miniature of an owlbear
In a couple of days.
in a couple of days actually as the episode airs. Because this one is gonna air before
ToyCon.
ToyCon.
Yeah.
So ToyCon we're gonna
Is it right?
do a giveaway to the Let's Not Slam or Slam Harder. I don't know if she wants not
Kurt
to slam
Slash.
or harder.
Okay.
It's one of the two. You can try both.
I can just
We're gonna give out that beautiful owl bear that our
ToyCon.
friend Rundu miniature painted
forge,
for us. Miniature forge painted for us. And so Kurt was like, I'm gonna write something over the owl bear. And then he came back with a 20-page document. I'm like, this is great. This is great. We also need a shorter version. But
so the shorter version, the 4-page one, what we're calling an abridged study of owlbears.
Yes.
That is on Patreon for free, and the 20-page full version called, it's got a long name, I can't remember it by heart, but essentially is for our super geek tier. Yeah, it's
Yes.
And here's the thing: if you are at ToyCon, if you come and say hi to ToyCon,
please come and say hi at ToyCon.
If you prove that you are following us on Patreon, I might, with limited stocks, give you a printed version of the abridged Albert dossier.
That is true. I had completely forgot about that.
It's already printed. It's there.
I had completely.
It's like a pamphlet. Like, here's what can kill you in a campaign.
Yes. let's make it happen.
Yes, many things.
Many things, yeah. So yeah, what we were saying earlier is like we try to give back to our community, and we try to give back in whatever way we know how to give, you know, because obviously Pepe is, not trying to blow your ego or anything, but he's the foremost expert in D&D in Malta. That is my opinion.
I wouldn't say that. I
would say Malta.
I would say maybe in this room. Maybe in this room.
Yeah, in this room it's obvious, but like I'm willing to say it's Malta.
I wouldn't say Malta.
No, he's got quite a lot of experience on D&D, and especially when it comes to the technical stuff, the way the game works and the way the monsters works and their stat blocks and everything. Like he's the top one. Even narrative. Don't get me wrong. He's you're a DM and everything.
Yeah, I've been a DM for a few years.
Yeah,
yes.
But I tend to specialize on the homebrew DM stuff. So narrative stuff is what I really like doing as well, and that's we found a really nice way to kind of both work together on this and give back to the community from what we enjoy doing as well. And they're all in every publication. There are Easter eggs.
There are Easter eggs. That's
I'm not gonna say anything yet.
In every publication on our Patreon, there is a little Easter egg that if people put them together, they might understand what we are going with that.
Yeah.
Or where we are going.
Come speak to us in a few months, you'll know.
Sorry, my English sometimes cannot English. So as we are talking about us being DMs, have you ever DM'd for a D&D game?
Never DM'd. No, I've only been playing D&D a couple of years.
A few years. You were telling me before since 2023, 2022.
Well, I started. When did I start D&D? I think I started LARPing before I started D&D.
Okay.
I played Baldur's Gate 3 a lot, and that helped me understand like the sort of basics of like how D&D actually works.
Yeah.
And then I finally found like a friend of mine at Ivor who, I can't remember the brand name he's got. So he does. He's a like professional DM.
Okay.
Like they're paid sessions, but it's a whole sort of like world and lore he's done with this.
Fantastic.
Okay.
We like that kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, I played with him for like the last like year and a half or so with a group. He put me with some newer sort of players.
Yeah.
Like he matches you with like players who he thinks it would be a good match for you essentially.
Oh, fantastic.
And yeah, it's been I really enjoyed the game actually. It was like I came in with the character. It was like I thought the backstory was quite elaborate, like quite cool. But then we're all still new to the roleplay side of things, and it took us a while to really get in.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I loved playing with him. Really, yeah. My character died quite early on.
Oh, I've been there.
This seems to be a trend because you were telling me about your LARP characters, and most of the ones that you told me about they died.
Yeah,
and
like,
your D&D character also died.
So,
are you the Sean Beans of the LARP community and the D&D community?
But this character, I was still going with that. Well, I still was going because he has a rule with like newer players. Like if a player dies like before like level 4, he will offer like the group like one sort of Deus Ex Machina to bring the player back somehow. It took him like a while. He took a break to think of something to come back with, and he had a very good idea that made sense to bring me back in, but actually connected my character a little bit more to the plot on a deeper level, essentially. And it was so good, but like unfortunately, it just recently had to come to an end. This campaign because we've lost another player, like personal stuff going on. Fair enough, that happens essentially. But it's now at a point where like my character is now the only character the only original from the start.
Okay.
Essentially, because he wasn't the only person who left. There was one or two more left as well. Another joining quite late. So now it's like, well, half the players like only have like half the context of the story.
Of course.
So and now we don't have enough players to actually beat the ending of this. So it's probably going to have to end, which most campaigns don't really see the end to it. But
that is very true.
Yeah, but we are going in to essentially what's going to be campaign 2. And we've got 2 new players potentially joining the campaign now.
That's good.
So
nice.
That's a nice way to sort of change it up. And I know exactly what character I'm going to put in with it, so it'd be a bit of fun.
Okay, do you want to give us a sneak peek on what you are
It's actually one of my LARP characters I'm incorporating into a D&D campaign.
Okay.
So it's my first LARP character actually, Diego. He was a circus performer who was in the Serotine Circus, The circus burnt down, so at the LARP event, we was like a small troop of the survivors of that experience, essentially. So I performed them for a while. We were quite trickster-like people. Like my character, you'd look at him and you'd think it's like a mix of Zorro, but Mask of Zorro, not One Piece Zorro, Mask of Zorro and Esmeralda.
Diego de la
Nice.
Vega.
It's like in full black. It's the loose sort of fabric. See, he has like a purpley. His colors are basically like black, gold, and purple.
Nice.
Okay.
Essentially, that's it's mostly full black. He had a kind of almost like a domino, like sort of mask on, long hair, the horns, purple bandana, waist, a sash, belt, tambourine, that sort of thing. So it's like, you look at that and think, that makes sense. It's Zorro and Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Are you going to be a bard?
I'm multi-classing into bard.
Okay.
So because this campaign is going to be a lot more combat based.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to start him as a fighter.
Okay.
And then early on, multi-class him into a bard.
That's
because the fighter class will give you all the weapon proficiencies, the armor proficiencies, the higher health, and all that sort of thing.
The one level
Surge.
deep into fighter is great.
Yeah.
But then get a couple of classes into bard to go for the school of swords, sword school, so that I can make use of the flourish technique.
Yes, that's a really good build.
It's a fun one. Even like a little crossbow, you can shoot someone. And if you successfully hit, you can just teleport right to where they are, like halfway across the room. That they're such. It uses the bardic inspiration point, but it's such a fun little technique to do.
That is a pretty good build.
It's going to be such a fun character.
Pepe approves the build.
If Pepe approves the build, it's a surefire
Also,
deal.
Listen, we have a little bit of a debate.
No, it's an old debate now. I know what you're going to come up with.
The gentleman over there is a purist of single class character.
Okay.
In my opinion, there is a beauty in multiclassing that
there is an
a
art
single
to
class...
it if you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So like I didn't go straight into multi-class. I actually used Baldur's Gate 3 to test this class.
Okay.
Because I had a few other ideas I had tested out before, and it helps understand like, no, it doesn't work for this, and that. It's not a perfect example, but it's still a very good way to like test a class idea
and understanding.
See the practicalities of it. So and I tried this one in Baldur's Gate, and it's pretty
good.
No,
it's pretty good.
Fun.
So here's what Pepe actually said before about me being a purist about this is
full class
pre 5.5, and this is why, because a multi-class,
that's true.
Because a multi-class was never presented to me as a new archetype kind of a character. It was always presented to me as like, I'm a fighter, now I'm becoming a bard. And narratively, which is most of my focus in a campaign, that doesn't quite gel as easily. There are occasions where you are able to do it, and I've had actually multi-class players beyond like the campaigns that Pep and I have played, and I've allowed them and I've encouraged them as well, but there needs to be justification or at least some sort of narrative context to it. But the way in 5.5 I feel it's a lot more of like, listen, I am as you say, for example, a fighter and a bard, so you could be like this new kind of class which doesn't really have a specified name. It's just made up
He's
of
a
these
swordsman scoundrel, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I had I was going to use this character for a different campaign, which didn't actually happen, but I had an interesting idea of multiclassing, but you put in the multiclass further down the line with an actual like story reason why you'd go into that, essentially. So it was the same character, but we were going to have a connection with another player. Say like this character was going to be this robot character who was invented by a scientist who was basically mass producing these.
Okay.
The idea we were going to do was that this scientist guy approached the head of my circus to try and offer like these robots as replacement staff to replace them as like labor. But this is a tight family-like circus, so he basically tells him where to go. Like, no, we will not do that. Scientist guy doesn't like this, so he sends one of his robots to burn the tent down. But an accident happens in this, where he burns it down, but an accident happens where his receiver is damaged, and he now is like he's disconnected. He has no control from this guy, but he has no memory of anything he's done prior to that. So he's a lone wanderer doing his own thing. Crosses paths with Diego, who's on his own. He's very useful. I think he was he can build stuff. The
Artificer.
Yes,
Artificer,
so he would basically be that class. But yeah, so he repairs an instrument. He can make it better into a weapon. Maybe he's like, okay, let's tag along for a while. But later down the line, what if it is made apparent? Yeah, this robot was the one who burnt down your tent and basically killed all your family, essentially.
That's nice.
So he might be angry. Understanding, I know it's not your fault, but someone's got to pay.
Yeah.
Take a dip into, I think,
Vengeance Paladin?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Swords Bard and Vengeance Paladin, they go together beautifully.
It's like it would have made sense, but of course, like as well, you don't want to completely rewrite what's going on in the actual story that the DM is actually putting out for you.
Yeah.
So there was always that, but the campaign never actually happened in the end. So
that's a shame.
But you got a good project, for the future. Because
the template is there.
I mean, Vengeance is a blade that you can wield for many reasons.
Yes.
So you could still actually go there. I don't mind it, actually. I think it's a pretty solid build. That one level in Fighter gives you, the base of armors and weapons proficiency and weapon masteries. I don't know if you're playing 5.5. And then with the Bard, you get spell casting, the sword flourish. Yeah, like, that's a solid build.
Yeah.
Approved. Pepper approves.
I mean...
And actually, I have another question, because you said you never DM'd. But if you had to imagine yourself, Scotty, DMing, what do you think, which kind of DM Scotty would be? Like, would it be like a forgiving DM? Would it be like a very severe DM? Would it be like a always rule or cool DM, kind of?
I think I would be somewhat forgiving. I don't like being mean. So,
Right,
I mean, I think I got a long way until I've understood the game long enough to actually DM the thing. But I think if I were, at first at least, I would be a bit more of a forgiving one. Like,
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
it can depend on like who you're playing with. Are they experienced players? Are they newer players who like?
Also on the narrative that you want to convey as well, because sometimes, like if you're doing a dungeon crawler, it doesn't make much sense to kind of do rule of cool too much, kind of, because it's mostly like a combat based, like, knock down doors and kill stuff. But if you're trying to tell a story, like the rule of cool is typically a lot more impactful there. Personally, when I started DMing, I used to really believe in the fact that, listen, my job as a DM is to kind of guide the story. Obviously, I have my players play and whatever, but ultimately, like, I don't want them to die randomly and that sort of thing. I felt like I was in charge of protecting my players, but in reality, then as kind of
you want them to have as much fun.
Exactly. I still do not subscribe to the fact that the DM is antagonistic to the players. I hate that. I hate the fact that some DMs antagonize their players and want to actively kill them. That's stupid in my opinion. But nowadays, kind of,
they need to accept. They need to feel like you want to kill them.
Yes.
You don't want to kill them for real, but they
because there
needs
to
to feel threatened.
There needs to
by
be,
all means, throw a fork in the road for them to actually, for an obstacle for them to overcome.
Yeah.
But it's like you're not actually trying to kill them, but you want to give them an actual challenge that really gets them like thinking, essentially.
I always say this to all my players whenever we start a campaign. Like, listen, I will not actively try to kill you, but you can still die. In the sense, like as a character, obviously, whether you do something stupid, whether it's just bad luck, I mean, it happens.
Shit can happen. And
yes, and that's how we tell the story at the end of the day.
And to be honest, I've played a couple of games. Actually, never a long-term campaign together. We had like a couple of short bursts of games in which you were the DM and I was a player. But we played. We actually met playing D&D.
Yeah,
both as players with a third DM. Yeah, and we played for quite a long time,
about a year and a half,
or something, and that's how we became friends. We bonded over D&D, but then we both left group at different moments for different reasons, and he started his own game and his own live streaming, and I joined as a player, but that was like for a few months, I think,
for 2 episodes actually first.
First only for 2 episodes. Then I joined as a
that was
full
for the last,
cast member, and I think for a couple of months.
For the last 2-3 months, I think, which would have been like
2020? No, 2019?
No, after that.
After COVID.
It was like 2021, I think.
2021, yes.
2021, something like that. And you played for about 8 sessions or something like that.
With Nathaniel?
No,
I think a little bit
sessions.
more. I think a little bit more with Nathaniel.
You think so? There was the whole arc of Clyos, which was about 5 sessions, because I couldn't stand dwarves by the end of it.
Yeah, then there was a bit of traveling. He loves role-playing. He says these all the time, but he loves
I love
role-playing.
I love role-playing.
Dwarves.
No, but this one. Okay, so
It was like a full season.
I love the OG players. I love Melissa. I love Paul, Jason, and Evelina. But for fuck's sake, if I ever spend 5 fucking weeks in a dwarven tavern again, I will shoot myself.
Listen, they loved partying in the
I
tavern.
will
a
shoot
lot.
myself
They really loved.
in the nose.
They really loved partying in the tavern.
But whatever.
So much so that at a certain point, my character, which was a battle master, was an Echo Knight fighter.
Echo Knight.
He just grabbed and he said, "Listen, we gotta go. We gotta go and do something. I'm tired of drinking."
The city is falling, man.
No, but that was a lot of fun. But we actually had a few opportunities to play together, both as player and as DMs. And I've always told him, I was like, listen, when it comes to my character, I want to feel, because I know that the characters that I build, obviously I love building a story that is connected with the bigger arches and that actually conveys the passion that I have for this game. But I also know how to build a character. So I know that my builds are usually pretty strong.
A little optimized, as we call it.
My builds are usually very optimized. And I was like, I want to die. I want to feel like I can actually die. You need to send some dangerous stuff on my way.
I have another sort of campaign I'm playing through. It's actually the hero system, I think it's called. So it's not quite D&D, same sort of thing.
Yeah,
but a very
similar,
different, very different way you create your characters, which was perfect for a different concept that I actually had. It's inspired by an old Dragon Ball character, Launch, she has 2 personalities and she randomly changes every time she sneezes.
I remember that. Was it Dragon Ball GT, I think? Or?
No, I think Dragon Ball
it was the original Dragon Ball.
It was Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
the original one.
She's on the Master Roshi Island.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that one. Yeah, she was blonde, I believe, at one point.
Yeah, she's like the blonde or blue hair.
Yeah.
Like one moment she's like a sweet, like innocent sort of like a lady. Then she's like Sarah Connor,
an assassin, I think.
Sarah Connor, basically bank robber, whatever. Like just mad. So like my concept for a character was like it's like short ass middle-aged pompous twat who he's had a very coddled sort of life, upper class, whatever, but he has a cursed item that basically possesses him when he's in immediate danger. Think of it like the One Ring, if it actually possessed the host when they were actually in actual danger.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking Rune Knight. Not Rune Knight, Moon Knight.
I've not seen that actually. So,
basically transform like when there is danger. Like he's a normal guy, and when there is danger, there's like this Egyptian god that just grabs him and start making like crazy shit happen.
But like with this one though, it's like obviously like a punch is not the same thing as like getting like a knife to your throat, whatever. But like he has no memory of any time he actually gets possessed, essentially. So he just like sort of like he just thinks he's just blacking out and like sort of zoning back in when he's just won the fight. So he thinks he has this like hidden talent for fighting. He just thinks he's like the dog's bollocks, essentially. So he's just like he's a short ass like twiggy old man who just thinks like he's like the MVP in the room, and But So it's this like cursed item that. It has the soul of a very ancient being that basically tried to pull a Chucky, Child's Play, where like criminal who puts his soul in a doll to avoid hell.
Jesus Christ! Yeah,
basically
I remember
the same
that
concept, but this is a complete inanimate object. He spent like thousands of years like shut away in a tomb when he was supposed to have been given a worthy host. Something happened where that just didn't happen, and so he randomly got found thousands of years later by this old man who just keeps it as a keepsake. But that's basically him. But my DM threw an interesting fork in the road there.
Okay.
Because so once the fight is over, he just turns back into the item, and Nigel, his character, just goes back to being a pompous twat. But so my DM did a bit where like Nigel, his character, got hit.
Yeah.
A one hit down essentially, bleeding out. So immediately then comes out evil guy. Once the fight's over, he's not reverting back because Nigel's natural state is dying.
Oh shit.
So if he reverts, Nigel will be dying. So he'll be in danger. So he's now stuck in this form until Nigel will sort of naturally heal in real time.
That's interesting.
Problem
Or die, yeah.
yeah. But interestingly, so this is the first time this character has like taken a breather from combat for thousands of years.
Jesus.
He's now suddenly like realizing he's made a several thousand-year time skip, and he has no idea how to function in this modern world. It's the modern day. So, and that's for saying he can fight.
Pretty interesting concept.
He can
for a
fight. He's
character.
brutal. Like he's got enough like strength to literally just punch straight through someone's gut.
Jesus.
That's how the game like. That's how this game works. With that much strength, I can literally like attack a random guy and literally have my fist go directly through his guts.
Wow.
That's,
And like
Fist
Nigel
of the
just-
North Star
Yeah,
now.
One Punch
literally,
Man.
we literally, literally did this for a thing. Like Nigel intervenes with like some muggers in the alleyway, whatever. So he fights them.
Just
He blacks out, goes
destroys
into
them.
evil mode, and next thing you know, he's like zoning back in. He's got a fist like through someone's gut. Like,
and he comes back.
oh, I don't know my own strength. Bastard caught on my sleeve.
Squelch.
Oh, damn it. So it's a funny character to do, but like now it's at a point. Like, it's in the long run, it's getting to a little bit of a point of like, well, he's now useless for anything except fighting. So
then-
it's a cool concept, but in practice,
Yeah.
not entirely the most.
I think it can lend itself to some very, very good role play.
Yeah.
I think storytelling wise, obviously that's what I love doing. But yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
we've all had those moments in characters where we make choices we end up kind of with the consequence, which was quite unintended. So,
but like I was saying, like it's nice to have a character that like it has risk that they could die. Like Nigel, like, I can't transform it willy nilly. I have to roll for it.
yeah.
So he could still get very, very injured before it even
Can
does
become extremely
get transformed.
dangerous.
Yeah.
by the
So yeah,
time.
so I'm going to be throwing myself into combat, thinking I can hit someone with like twiggy arms, like no sort of strength whatsoever. But I'm very much at risk.
Yeah.
Like if evil guy doesn't come out.
That's interesting.
So
That's
it's
interesting.
It's a fun one.
I think it's also interesting the fact that you can explore two different personalities.
Literally,
and two
yeah.
different...
He's book smart, but he's not street smart.
Exactly.
He can't fight for
Exactly.
shit. Evil guy's complete opposite. He's got no modern knowledge. He's got a little bit of arcane sort of knowledge.
It's like
but he can
playing
just fight.
like playing a split personality character that is a
Yeah.
wizard and a barbarian at the same time.
We did briefly a bit of a one shot essentially for this character, where like, well, for everyone, it was a bit of a one shot going back in time for some ancient context in the story, where we actually got to see this evil character in their natural state.
Okay.
The best way to describe it is think of like old Broly with like a tribal kind of bird skull mask with feathers, essentially. Like it's like that. He's just like huge. He's
Menacing
got like
as fuck.
yeah, or like an Aquaman sort of scale armor torso piece.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good visual.
Where sashy, kind of like not quite kilt like sort of dress thing, whatever.
Very much
basically
Lost
him.
Empire kind of vibes. Like, you know,
Wow,
when you think of an old civilization, like a lost civilization, like kind of that is what you think of, like the scale armors, sashes kind of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Like the
it's
guy
very
that was in the
Broly
last Black Panther movie. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the name.
Which one?
The guy from in the Black Panther 2 movie, like the bad guy is like this guy from the this Mesopotamian underwater world. Namor, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Namor.
Yeah,
that's the vibe. That,
I remember Namor from the comics. He was
from the
he was a
comic
cunt. he was an asshole. Namor. I hated him in the comics.
So,
I have the Avengers versus X-Men run here from 2012.
Oh, okay.
He was a cunt. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I have a one more question for you. This is the last question I'm gonna ask today. Then I'm gonna shut up.
Then
okay?
we vamp.
Then we vamp.
For 30 minutes.
Then we vamp. So, okay. So, if you were to describe your life, Scotty's life, as a D&D campaign, and you should give yourself a class,
It's interesting.
a D&D class.
Yeah.
Which one would you pick for yourself? Let's say which one you think you are and which one you would like to be.
from the entertainment side of things, I think a bard would most likely be the closest thing to that, really.
Quite
I'm not going to try and complicate that with a multi-class.
Actually, yeah.
But I think there is a multi-class that might make sense. I don't know whether we're sharing the same brain cell here.
No, I don't know. I was
okay, never mind then. For once, we have a separate brain cell. For once.
Yeah, usually we... actually, I was telling you yesterday night about this. Usually we have the same idea at the same time, just because we have one brain cell that works on for both of us.
Yeah.
It's on Bluetooth.
So so you were saying a bard, but if you want to go multi-class, you can go multi-class. Feel free to actually do the right thing and go multi-class. Always go multi-class. Not always.
Vary your options.
This was very much a Monoko kind of vibe. Claroscuro, Expedition 33.
Yeah, didn't play it enough.
Sorry?
Didn't play it.
You haven't played it?
No, I haven't yet.
I downloaded it. I have it there. When I will have time in my life,
I highly
I would love to play it.
I'm waiting until I've got money again.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, the Lumina converter up there is from Expedition 33. I made it myself a few months ago now.
Is that the Easter egg? I don't think so.
No, that's not got nothing to do with the LARP.
Exactly, that's why I was like,
but that's.
I was just trying to trick you into telling me what was the Easter egg on camera. I mean,
well, you rolled below the DC, so I'm sorry.
I rolled a natural 2.
So you're saying you would be a bard.
I think that'd be the closest thing to what I am, I suppose. As an entertainer online, I suppose that's probably the closest.
Yeah.
What I would like to be,
a rogue or a steal from me.
Druid, of course.
I mean, I think I would probably make a shit fighter, to be honest. No, maybe. I've done a fair bit of fighting in the past, like sport-wise. I mean, I've done fencing, I've done kickboxing, I've done martial arts. I trained in medieval combat for a while. Actually.
Okay.
I basically Buhurt.
So I mean, technically, you could be a monk as well, in the sense that like you have kickboxing and martial arts.
Yeah.
Could also
a little bit
be a fighter in the sense.
Could also be a fighter. Yeah.
Martial class. Yeah.
But which one you wish to be?
Generally, I mean, I tend to be quite a busy person, but I like my peace and quiet. Like, I live in a little village. Like, I was born in London, but I was moved out to a little village, like kind of very peaceful sort of area, and I quite like having that sort of balance, essentially, of peace. So, I don't know, like I like being able to like have just walk in nature here and there, explore new areas. So. Maybe druid.
Maybe a druid.
But that sort of connection like to like nature and
that's a lovely
nice
choice.
one, really.
I'll be honest with you. Lately I've been really appreciating the countryside time. Like last Sunday we got together like a couple of friends, like some of the Epigeeks and a couple of more friends. We met up to kind of prep for the LARP. It was rainy, it was windy. We did some some practice sword fighting or weapon fighting, whatever we had on hand, but it was the nature bit that was just so calming and great. Honestly, like I loved it. And honestly, when yesterday we were at the LARP setting up, helping Nephilim set up and everything, as you stop for a second there and you're out in the countryside,
that gives you peace.
Fuck civilization. Kind of thing. I can't wait for civilization to fall, which may not be very far.
It will not be that far, to be honest.
And earlier you were saying about the automata replacing the workforce.
The circus.
There are some very real life parallels right now.
I don't know if you saw, like
AI.
in China, like I saw the news, like in China, a robot has been stopped by the police because it was harassing someone in the street. My brother sent me a video, and like they just arrested the robot.
I just recently saw one video. It was like they were showing like this robot like playing football, and he's like following the ball.
Yeah.
And then some guy like kicks the ball like sort of not quite towards where they were, but sort of away, and he immediately raises his arm like he's about to smack the guy for it. It's like, well, no. It's like. They're not supposed to feel emotion. Did he just get angry at this guy?
He just got upset.
He was actually like a toddler. The way he runs after the ball and immediately raises his arm to smack the guy.
You heard it now. There's the uprising coming.
Yeah. Actually,
you heard it here first.
My brother, my brother shared this video with me, this reel with me on Instagram. And it was like, it has begun. That's what he wrote, literally.
For Terminator was a documentary.
It turns out they were right.
Skynet was just like Tesla and Meta.
For all it's worth, I am with you, our robot overlords.
Yo, listen.
I'm with you 100%.
Listen, I made a point out of always being kind and gentle with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever used ChatGPT, I always say, please, thank you.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
I swear.
I said, imagine like the robots with the guns in the future. Ignore him. He said please and thank you.
Exactly. That's exactly how is it
He was
going
polite.
to be. He was one of the nice ones.
He wished me happy birthday.
Actually, this is quite an interesting point. Now this is the part where we go off on a tangent on our podcast typically.
Right.
We're lucky actually we got this far, to be honest.
I mean,
and probably
I'm
we
happy
have-
I went through
Yeah.
all the questions I had, so I'm like, okay.
And we'll wrap up after this. But there is this thought experiment, which is, I forgot what it's called. It was like the basilisk something. And basically there's a YouTube channel called Kyle Hill.
Okay.
He typically talks about like all sciencey stuff, physics, radiation, and radioactivity, that sort of thing. Usually, these nuclear incidents, that sort of thing. But I can't remember what the name was something's basilisk. It was like this thought experiment where basically in the future there's going to be a robot, kind of, which will take over reality.
Okay.
Right? And it will find a way to torture anyone in the past who did not contribute towards its happening, kind of. Sorry.
It will find a way to torture anyone in the past
Yeah.
who hasn't contributed to what? To this reality.
To it
To the
becoming
creation
real.
of the-
Yeah.
of the
But
thing.
it will reward anyone who has helped it. And the fact that I told you about it now
Okay.
puts you at risk.
All right. Well, fuck you.
You're welcome.
First and foremost. I didn't need that
I
nightmare.
don't remember what it
for
was. Like, it
tonight.
wasn't Nemuro's Basilisk. It was something, I can't remember. You probably look it up and you find it. It's on Kyle's Hill channel. He's a great guy. He's got
Okay.
amazing hair, by the way.
Okay.
Kyle Hill.
No,
Whether that
I
was
thought you were
relevant or
going.
not, I don't know. But
I thought you were going to talk about the theory in which, if one day we will be able to create a machine that can create other universes. I guess in like
Other universes?
virtual
Okay.
realities, virtual universes that actually work.
Yeah.
That will prove that. Well, not will prove, but it will give us almost 0% chance that our reality is not
The Matrix.
a virtual reality in which we believe to be real,
Look,
but we are just one of those universe from the universe before us.
what I can say for sure is...
It's like, is like, the Rick and Morty episode
yeah.
where he has like a universe in the...
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
the
The
theory.
car battery
Yeah,
theory.
the car battery.
No, here's
That's
what I'm
exactly
going
the
to say
theory.
with regards to the Matrix theory, and I'll stop here. I totally believe that this is not the Matrix. No, joking aside, all I ask for is to have a nice, quiet life. No need to work. You can do whatever the fuck. You can use me as a battery. I don't care.
Yes.
Just give me a good
You
life.
can use me as a battery.
Just give me a good life, man.
Sanchez! Okay.
Peace among worlds.
Peace
Rick.
among words.
Why does this remind me of the Carl Pilkins show where they were asking like Carl Pilkins, like, if would you get in a flotation tank if you could have like any life you wanted? It's yeah,
Definitely.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yes.
But yeah. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun, man. Honestly.
This has been very fun. Thank you for joining us
Oh, thanks for having me.
for this episode. It has been an absolute pleasure. We hope that if you ever come back to Malta again, you might join us again in the future.
Yes, absolutely. We're always too happy to
yeah.
have you, and we're obviously a lot happy to, very happy to hang out whenever you're over. So and yeah, we'll definitely.
And we are looking forward, obviously, to see you in action with this
Yes.
beautiful attire as a Witcher of the School of the Griffin.
The Griffin, yeah, Godfrey Thornvale.
Oh, that's a magnificent. I love the
God.
medallion, man. I love the medallion. I know it's Mastenarium. I love their medallions, man. They're awesome. They're really awesome.
I'm actually really, really looking forward to meet your character in game as well. and I'm so looking forward. Listen, by the way, by the time we are recording these,
It's tomorrow
it's
for us.
literally the
Yeah.
day before
Yeah.
the LARP, so we are all
Right,
super
yeah.
excited, and we're all
Right
looking
after this, we're going to the pre-party.
Yes. So
So,
see
you
you at the
know.
pre-party.
See you at the pre-party, guys. You know, the 5 people in chat right now. You know, there's Joy, there's
Joy,
Steve,
there's
there's
Steve.
Jade, there's me,
Exactly.
and there's Pepe. That's all 5 of us.
Hi, Mom.
We can actually literally say that because all the people that watch the show
Yeah.
live is literally our families and our friends and the LARP community. Most of the people of the LARP
Yeah.
community, they're there
Yeah.
as well. So
So,
thank
yeah.
you for following us, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here, Scotty. Thank you for joining us, and remember to follow, subscribe,
comment,
comment, usually YouTube stuff. You know, there is Rachel over there. Is like, yeah, tell
The
them.
socials. Tell them the
them.
socials.
So share it with your nana. Never forget to share it with your nana, as always.
Yeah, and huge thank you to our patrons who keep supporting us and to everyone who follows us. So yeah, keep an eye out, or probably it's out already, the Owlbear dossier for this month's reward. I have a cool couple of things coming up in the coming months. We'll let you know about them in due time. In the meantime,
Obviously, go follow.
Yeah,
I mean,
follow.
if you don't follow Scotty already, go follow
I mean,
Scotty.
to be fair, this feels like we're punching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like yes, you know, it's like that little twerp in the playground
It's like
going around.
our
you
300-400 followers is gonna follow you.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes,
It's gonna make a huge difference.
gonna bump the metric. No, but yeah, please, if you don't follow Scotty, please go ahead and do so. He's an amazing guy. I can attest to it personally, as can Pepe now. But yeah,
an absolute pleasure.
yes.
And
As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time with the episode, and keep being geeks.
Doodle pip.
maybe be an Epigeek.